One of the most anticipated and hyped projects coming to Cardano has just released an update, detailing both some exciting new features and their countdown to development. So, apart from some cavities and a few extra pounds, what's new in the world of SundaeSwap? What partnerships and breakthroughs have been announced for Cardano's first DEX? And the most important question of them all, when SundaeSwap? Stick around to find out. What is up, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Capital Venture. Hit that like and subscribe button on the way in. It means a lot to me. In today's video, we are heading straight for the dessert section. So that's right, get your loose fitting pants out because it's time to dig into Cardano's sweetest treat, SundaeSwap. There are a whole bunch of projects right now in a race to deploy first on the Cardano blockchain. We've got oracles, DEXs, NFT marketplaces, and payment solutions all neck and neck to be the first dApp built on the newly released chain with smart contracts. In the early days, SundaeSwap marketed itself as one of the first Cardano DEXs, and as more and more players came into the frame over the past few months, they have had a huge focus on product development instead. Now, that's not to say that SundaeSwap can't be the first fully functioning DEX to deploy on Cardano. They're actually in a great position to do so. According to the team in their latest technical update, SundaeSwap is feature complete and there's only one thing required before full deployment is possible. This final piece is an independent audit. Now, if you've come over to Cardano from some of the other big cap coins with smart contracts, the idea of formally verifying or proofing your code may sound like a foreign concept. Over here on Cardano, we take code optimization and security very seriously. When you consider that over $500 million worth of value has been stolen in DeFi projects on Ethereum alone over the past few years, it's insane to think that other blockchain projects don't undergo the same rigorous testing. The independent audit run by Runtime Verification will give clarity and peace of mind to users who may be wary of jumping into a brand new ecosystem. Okay, so we've spoken a lot about SundaeSwap's bid to be first on Cardano, but what developers have already deployed on other blockchains and what challenges do they face? DEXs, or decentralized exchanges, aren't a new concept. In fact, the first DEX actually appeared way back in 2014 with the NXT asset exchange selling colored coins against their NXT tokens. Fast forward a few years and a second generation cryptocurrency came along that would change DEXs forever. We're talking about Ethereum and the world of smart contracts. In 2018, Uniswap was launched, a decentralized exchange that utilizes an automated market-making system rather than a traditional order book. Instead of matching individual buy and sell orders, users can pull together two assets that are then traded against with the price determined based on the ratio between the two. While Uniswap solves the issues of high spreads for illiquid assets on order book exchanges, its users are famously stung by both high transaction or gas fees and a phenomenon called slippage. For those that don't know, slippage occurs when the price of an asset changes in the time between you placing an order and executing the transaction. This change in price may be organic, or it may be the result of another user placing an extremely large order that changes the liquidity ratio of the asset you're trying to purchase. Ultimately, slippage can cause orders to fail, which still consumes a transaction fee. So imagine paying a $100 gas fee to buy a handful of tokens only for slippage to cancel your purchase and charge you for the effort as well. But thankfully, we're on Cardano. Not only do we have phenomenally small transaction fees, but Cardano's extended UTXO model allows almost infinite parallelization, meaning that we don't have to wait for a block to be written to assess the global state of the ledger. Cardano's architecture can tremendously help with front-running attacks. So apart from a superior DEX experience when it comes to real-time transactions, what does SundaeSwap offer in its upcoming launch? At its core, SundaeSwap will be an exchange powered by an automated market maker, or AMM. This model, first popularized by Uniswap, is an algorithm-based pricing model that is designed to combat market manipulation. They explain more in their white paper. In this implementation, a global SundaeSwap pool factory unique token exists, locked via a script that allows the creation of specific asset pair liquidity pool unique tokens. The global token is used in conjunction with a minting policy to ensure that asset pairs stay unique, rather than diluting the available liquidity and suffering from poor slippage. Then, these unique tokens are always locked in a EUTXO alongside the liquidity stored in the pool, using a validator script that enforces the constraints of the pool. This makes sure that liquidity is always maintained despite parallel market prices. There's only one problem, and that's concurrency. When smart contracts went live in September, the entire dev community started testing simple scripts on their shiny new ecosystem. Users soon realized there was a pretty big limitation, one that SundaeSwap had already identified in their white paper. Here's what they said. This model, however, has a fatal flaw. Because any given EUTXO can only be spent once as part of one transaction, it appears as if only one swap can happen per block. On the Cardano blockchain, there's roughly one block every 20 seconds. This would be abysmal throughput for a decentralized exchange. The discovery of this concurrency bottleneck was the gotcha moment that every Cardano hater on the internet was waiting for. Interestingly, this issue wasn't an issue at all, rather just a challenge that required outside-of-the-box thinking. Keep in mind that EUTXO in the proof-of-stake world hasn't really been done before, and developers are going to have to develop whole new paradigms to deal with this new technology. Despite all of this, many projects, including SundaeSwap, had already begun working on a novel solution to the concurrency issue. They then recently posted this tweet along with a Medium article detailing how they tackle the issue. Now, in order to explain the exact mechanics involved, it would take several hours and a handful of mathematics degrees just to get a grasp. So we'll do our best to simplify the process. SundaeSwap toyed with several different solutions, but ultimately landed on an AMM order book model they call the scooper. Yes, it's a dessert theme model, but it makes sense when you understand how it works. A third-party aggregator or scooper will build and submit a transaction to the blockchain, which has already executed many swaps against the automated market maker. In return, these scoopers collect a small ADA fee. So the question is, who runs these scoopers? If they're run by SundaeSwap, we just lost a few points when it comes to decentralization. On the other hand, if you farm out their responsibility to absolutely anyone, you get a situation where bad actors could potentially manipulate the market for their own benefit. If Cardano only had a decentralized node-based transaction verification system. Oh wait, it does. SundaeSwap scoopers will live and run inside pre-approved ADA stake pools, with SPOs now able to apply to be a SundaeSwap scooper. The community will vote on the inclusion of new scoopers, and SPOs must renew their scooper license every 30 days. Now, scoopers do have the ability to run a reference implementation of the order selection algorithm to collect more transaction fees, but with a network that is so thinly traded on such tiny gas fees, there's much more incentive for scoopers to act fairly. Despite this, bad actors exist, and there needs to be a way to punish those that act nefariously. Governance will allow users to vote on the trustworthiness of scoopers, with the possibility of revoked license and denied transaction fees handed out to bad actors. Now, in a recent interview with Cardano with Paul, Pi Lanningham did say that they're going to continue to work on solutions and build that into their roadmap. But I will say this, it is very cool to see a project like SundaeSwap bring true solutions to concurrency issues. DEXs often have issues with ICOs. They can be unsafe and typically fee heavy, especially on a platform like Ethereum with infamously high gas fees. SundaeSwap has instead chosen to run with the ISO, or initial stake pool offering model, for token distribution. Once the DEX is launched, a 5-epoch ISO period will begin where ADA holders can stake their ADA to SundaeSwap's public stake pools. During this 5-epoch window, delegators not only get the full ADA staking rewards, but they will also be airdropped an equivalent number of Sundae tokens as a reward. 5% of the 2 billion available Sundae tokens will be given out to members of the community to bootstrap the Decentralized Autonomous Organization, or DAO. The token may also gain additional utility in the future, depending on where the DAO decides to take the protocol. Because of the Cardano Protocol, there is a minimum of 10 ADA required, and protections are in place to de-incentivize whales from taking the majority of rewards. As we march closer to the deployment of SundaeSwap on Cardano's mainnet, more and more partnerships and integrations are being announced. In September, the team announced that it has raised $1.3 million in seed round led by C Fund, an IOG-funded VC entity. October saw the integration of Nami Wallet, a partnership with Nervos to take advantage of their Force Bridge, and collaboration with an upcoming lending protocol meld. Now, this is just the tip of the iceberg, and over the next few months, I'm sure we're going to see an absolute torrent of announcements, partnerships, and new products being developed. It's very exciting to see, and I personally look forward to seeing what comes next. So that's all the time we have for in today's video about SundaeSwap, Cardano's sweetest DEX experience. Are you excited about the new wave of dApps set to launch on Cardano? Are you excited about SundaeSwap? Let me know in the comments below. I appreciate you. Hit that subscribe and like. Have an awesome day. God bless.